Hi, hello. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess. Nigel's right here, but you can't see him. Say hi. And this is the start to a vlog, my first vlog in the new year. I haven't done a vlog in a while. If you're new to my reading vlogs, I always look a mess because I'm usually in my house. So if you don't want to see this mug, just listen, or maybe don't watch it. I know it's a lot to take in, but I'm not getting ready to film a vlog inside of my house. I already did some cleaning today. I'm tired, but I am reading Project Hail Mary by Weir. So I had patrons vote on the poll, or the pool of book choices were the winners of the Goodreads award. So this was chosen, and also the Final Girl support group, which I borrowed from the library. I'm still waiting on. So I don't know if it'll have to be 2 separate vlogs depending on how long my hold is, because my library on base didn't have a physical copy. So I'll be reading this starting today, and I know a lot of people have recommended the audio, but my library doesn't have it, and it's not on script. I think it's an Audible exclusive, so I'm not getting it. So I'm just gonna read it. So I've heard people have been encouraged that they think I'll like this more than The Martian. If you don't know, The Martian, I think, was his first book, very popular, had a movie. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. Although, I looked at my Goodreads review and I gave it like a 3.5, and I feel like I remember it less fondly than that. But I heard terrible things about Artemis, and then people were like, no, I really think you should give this a chance. So this is his second chance. If I don't like this one, then me and Andy are probably done for good. But this is like 400 pages. Ooh, almost 500 pages. But I mean, the font isn't super small. So I'm gonna give this a try. I was on a stream recently with some other people in World Hoppers, and Jessie May was saying that this was one of her favorite book of the year last year. And she said it does start out similar to The Martian, but she thinks that with the introduction of this other character that it gets better. So I am going to read this entire thing. I'm not allowing myself to DNF this because this is for my patrons. So Nigel, he's like licking his foot. I'm so sorry if you can hear that. Hey. Come here, you fatty. Oh, you chunky boy. Let the people see you. Let the people see you in your big butt, and your big tummy. Say hi. Say hi. Okay, I'm gonna start this like literally right now because I've done things, been productive. I have laundry in the dryer, so I'm gonna try to sit down and let's see. I wanna say I'm gonna try to, sir, place. You can get your toys in a minute. Sit down. I'm gonna try to commit to, let's see where the chapter ends. Okay, the chapter ends at page 53. So I'm gonna try to commit to reading 53 pages, and then I'm gonna check in. Also in this vlog, so I'm gonna try another chocolate chip cookie recipe. If y'all don't know, I love cookies, chocolate chip cookies. Pillsbury chocolate chip cookies are my favorite chocolate chip cookie. I've tried multiple recipes and none of them hit the same, but when I was unwrapping this thing of Crisco that I was using on my cast iron, there was a chocolate chip cookie recipe that uses Crisco, which could be good. So I may try that recipe in this vlog as well, because for a while, I gave up chocolate chip cookie recipes. I was like, well, Pillsbury makes them. Do I really need to try to find another? But with the supply chain shortages here, Italian stores don't sell Pillsbury chocolate chip cookie dough, and although I do have some reserves in the freezer, I'm just saying, they've been out of stock for a while. So anyway, I'm gonna read 53 pages and then I'm gonna check back in and we'll see. Okay, bye. All right, if y'all don't know, sit, go to your place. This is Nigel. My sassy French bulldog. He will be 2 next month. Oh my God, I can't believe it. But anywho, he normally is in these vlogs because he's my bestie and I'm a stay-at-home dog mom. Anyway, Nigel's a destroyer. He destroys almost every toy that he gets, except if they're like made of like this kind of, hey, back off. This kind of like rubber material. And surprisingly, he hasn't destroyed Kongs. But ooh, there's still peanut butter in there. Here, eat this. But he has destroyed other Kong brand toys, but the actual Kongs like this, he hasn't destroyed. Here, finish your peanut butter. His grandma got him a bunch of toys for Christmas, and we continuously buy him toys even though he destroys it. So I'm about to give him this elephant, but he'll probably destroy it in 5 minutes. I'll have to take it from him because he will swallow anything that he rips off. It's very sad. I can't believe you didn't finish your peanut butter. Okay. Look at him. He's such a demon. Sir, back up. Get in your place. Thank you. Watch him. Look at him. Oh, he's so violent. Oh, he's so violent. It's like a National Geographic documentary. He'll start ripping it apart and flinging it side to side. All right, he's gonna play with this. I'm gonna read. I don't know why is my flashlight on? I don't know if Andy Weir is just like a cornball in real life and the characters are a reflection of him, but I feel like he is. Because this man just finds out that he's essentially a guinea pig in this, what's going on, and they don't want to risk anyone else. And she says, okay, it's exactly like that. Dang it, that's just not cool. He just says dumb stuff. Like, where's another one? He said something else where I'm like, is that what we're saying? All right, update. Wow, I just look so homely. So I got to my goal. I read through page 53. Do I have a bookmark? No, so I'm using $1. And so far, so good for the most part. Is this battery about to die? Wow, my only complaint is that he uses weird things instead of regular curse words. And because we're following one character and we're in his head and in his humor, he seems very childlike, but I'm interested in the premise of what's going on. So basically the sun is losing energy really fast. And obviously that's a big concern. And so he wakes up he doesn't even know where he is, but he's in space and he's trying to like recall his memory and figure out why he's there. That's basically what I've gotten in the first 53 pages, but I'm encouraged. So I'm about to make myself a salad for lunch and then I'm going to keep reading. So sorry, it is very cloudy, so the lighting's not great, but you can see me make a little bootleg chef salad. So invigorating, I know. As you can see, we're on the couch. I meant to update you earlier, but oops. So I read a little bit more. I got to page, like my bookmark. I got to page 90, lies, 88. And then I studied for a little bit, which you probably saw a clip, had dinner, and now I'm gonna read some more. And I've got this bad boy with me. I mean, in an ideal world, I would like to make it to I wanted to get halfway through because it reads pretty quick, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to get there tonight. So I'm gonna say I mean, it would be cool if I could get to page, what is this, 199? That'd be cool, but that's like 100 pages. We shall see. Right, Nigel? It's like 10:30 or 11 something at night. Obviously, I've done my nighttime skincare. And I just got to page like 202. So I forgot where I said I wanted to stop. And I thought there was a chapter break at like 203. But I don't think the next one is for like, I don't know. I turned a lot of pages, not a lot of pages, but it's not till 213. And I'm like, I don't want to read any further. So I've made it a good chunk of the way through this book. And at first, I mean, it's really easy to read, very readable. This didn't take me a whole lot of time to read today, which is a plus. I will say I don't love the main character. I don't know if this is like Andy Weir's thing, because I feel like Mark Watney in The Martian was the same way. They're just like really, like, I don't know. They're like weird. I don't want to say like man-child, but like kind of. They're just like, I don't know. They're just corny dudes, and we're like in their perspective. Although there is an introduction of a second character now. So maybe that will add, I don't know though. I was gonna say maybe that'll break it up nicely, but some things that I don't like is that I feel like, well, sometimes there's a little too much science for me. And that's how I felt in The Martian. So I'm like skimming over when he's explaining all these things in grams and math. I'm like, I don't care. Like I like for the science to be there, but I don't need it explained like that on page. You know what I'm saying? Like equations. And then sometimes the character, what's his name? Ryland Grace is his name, I think. He just goes on too long with like things in his head and just like things he says. I'm like, all right, just can you get to what you were doing? And I just want to stop hearing you in your head. But I think that's just the downside of first person. Because I'm like, all right, I don't care. And then now with the introduction of the second character, some of like the back and forth, I'm just like, I can't say. Okay. Spoilers. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so he encounters essentially some kind of alien life. It's like some kind of like alien robot. No, it's not a robot. There's a robot on the thing. It's like a big spider that he's now communicating with, but of course it doesn't speak English, so he's trying to figure out its language, and just the back and forth of like they're trying to figure out things about each other and telling time and their atmospheres, and he's trying to basically make a system to decode the spider's language. And so it's just a lot of like back and forth little lines, and I'm just like, I don't need to see all of your like step by step working on this process. Like he'll be like, I, and then the robot will say their I, and then he's like, and I typed it in the computer and they said I. I'm like, I don't need to see all of that. I know a lot of people love this book, but I don't know. I don't think Andy Weir is for me. We'll see though. I'm a little less than halfway through, and like I said, it's really easy to read through. I just don't like love it. Like I'm like, we had a okay, end of spoilers. End of spoilers. We had a problem. Or we have a problem, and now enters this other perspective. So I'm still interested to know if he's going to solve this issue. I just wish the person solving the issue was a different person. It wasn't him. But I made great progress today, so I'm going to watch Abbott Elementary. If you have not watched it, it is so good. I think it's on ABC. I watched it on Hulu. But, yeah, I'm going to watch Abbott Elementary before I go to bed. And then I will check in tomorrow. And maybe I'll bake cookies tomorrow. We shall see. Okay. Good night. Good morning. It is 11. I have been sleeping in recently since like December when I was taking my reading hiatus. And Nigel made me get up earlier this morning. And by early, I mean 9:45, which might not be early to people, but early to me. I am struggling. So I've got my Red Bull, of course. And I've already had breakfast. He had breakfast. He's laying down. I am editing right now. My video, I was supposed to edit it yesterday, but I spent most of the day reading, which I'm not mad at. But I'm editing my video to go up today. And then today I need to straighten up this room because it's a mess. And I need to film another video. But I'm recording a podcast later tonight. So I think that before the podcast, since I'll just get dressed, I'll film my video and then film the podcast, since it's gonna be later. It's gonna be like at 11 o'clock. So I'll film my video before then. Hopefully. But I did last night reach 200 pages and I gave y'all an update. So in an ideal world, I would like to finish the book today, but I have some other things that I need to do. So I would like to at least get another 150 pages read today, because I also do need to study. And I just need to do other things besides read. So excuse me, because after I edit this, then I need to export it. I need to edit the captions. I haven't made a thumbnail. So while I'm doing the thumbnail, I'll probably listen to the second Expanse book. That's not for this vlog, but I have that audio book. And then hopefully I can finish Project Hail Mary tomorrow. And hopefully I enjoy it more today. Maybe last night I was just getting tired because it was late and I have been reading all day. But yeah, I'm just editing my video. This room is such a friggin' mess, but it is my life. So that's it. Oh, also I wanted to make those cookies today. So yeah, if I can get 100 to 150 pages read today, that'll be great. And maybe later in this vlog, I won't look like this, but who knows, I probably will because I'm in my house. So that's it for me. I'm gonna go ahead and finish editing and I'll check back in later. Hi, Nene, what you doing? Where's your ear? You playing with your toy? Look at this toy, Lord. He only bites his purse. Okay. Anyway, I am page 268. Let me tell you something I don't like about this book. Nigel, sit down, please. Sit down. Sit down, please. Sit down. No. Sit down, please. Sir. Thank you. Thank you. Shut up. Are you going to put him in your lap?
You want me to take?
I don't know. He keeps wanting to get up. Yeah, take him. Okay. Every time.
Sir!
Shut up.
Pass me the chicken!
I'm recording.
Oh.
Like with these, when there's a Russian character, they're just always like, ooh, crazy Russian, like this. It's like, hello, I'm here to die for Earth. Pretty awesome, yes? Are all Russians crazy? Yes, it's the only way to be Russian and happy at the same time. That's dark. That's Russian. So many goddamn exclamation points. And like, that's just so weird to me. But he just loves exclamation points. There's honestly way too many. Like, Andy Weir, get it together, dude. Hey, it's me, still looking the same, still in the same clothing. So I made it to page 302 in Project Hail Mary. And I just think that Andy Weir is a cornball. And his humor and my humor don't align. Sometimes it just gets really bogged down in science and like, oh my God, come on. And I feel like the timeline, and I'm just like, how much time do you have left, bro? Like, what's going on? I don't know. I don't know. I also feel like it's too long. Like, I still have almost 200 pages to go. So I'm on page 302 and there's still, oh my God, 400. So there's 477 pages, 76 pages. So that's still like 200, no, I can't add. 173-ish pages to go. Oh my God, dude. We've been at this for so long. So anyway, I'm taking a break and I'm going to attempt to make this Crisco recipe for chocolate chip cookies. So the recipe calls for obviously Crisco, 2 tablespoons of milk, vanilla extract, 1 egg, flour, all-purpose, salt, baking soda, chocolate chips, and pecans if you'd like. I hate all nuts. So I'm not going to be adding that. And so obviously it also has a substitute if you don't want to use the shortening, if you want to use butter or margarine, but I'm going to use the shortening because my dad sent me a bunch. He bakes And obviously I bake, so he sent me a bunch of baking stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna attempt this recipe because like I said before, I have yet to find a good chocolate chip cookie recipe outside of Pillsbury. Like literally these are the best. Now I will get the ones that are already in the little circles, but I think the roll is the best one. So I'm gonna get started on that, show you my little mix up thing. Nothing fancy, obviously it's just this. So I made these two flat for a reason because I usually like my Pillsbury cookies really flat, but I already made some that came out there. Andrew sampled them, he liked them, and then I tried it and I actually like them. Sugar, they're still not Pillsbury level, but they're the best chocolate chip cookie I've made to date for my taste. Wow. Wow. To come in the kitchen because Andrew's playing his game and he's loud. So I'm sorry, is Andy Weir a 13-year-old? Okay, so the main character right now is supposed to be teaching these other two scientists about this thing. I won't say much more because, you know, spoiler, but he's supposed to be teaching them about this thing that like is his forte. And so these are two other scientists, mind you. He comes in and he says, the other scientist says to him, where does he go? Blah, 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 blah. He goes, I have been well, thank you. Dr. Shapiro and I have begun a sexual relationship. And he's like, okay, I thought it prudent to inform you. There should be no secrets from the core mission group. And he's like, all right. And he said, we're enjoying very active sexual encounters. He's like, yeah, I don't need to know that. And like, no need for condoms either. She's on birth control. And we have both had extremely thorough medical examinations as part of the program. And it's like, it's quite pleasurable. In any event, I thought you should know. And I'm like, all right, whatever. But then it gets down to this point and the lady that he's having sex with comes in and he's like, all right, I'm gonna start explaining the Krebs cycle to you again. And she's like, oh, sorry, one more thing. Martin, we have about 15 minutes of personal time after this lesson before our next training exercise. Want to meet up in the bathroom down the hall and have sex? I find that agreeable. Thank you, Dr. Shapiro. Okay, cool. And he says, do you call her Dr. Shapiro while having sex? Of course, that's her name. Like, it's just, I don't care about people having sex or someone telling. It's just how he said it. And her, like, they're literally having a biology lesson for something that's super important to, like, I don't know, humanity. And she's like, okay, we have 15 minutes, want to have sex? Like, you could have just asked them that at the end of the break. It's really weird. I think Andy Weir has, I don't know, the personality of a teenage boy. And I find it not enjoyable. This is my, it's chilly outside, but it's also sunny outside, dog mom, fashionista ensemble. I'm obviously gonna change my shoes, but yeah. Fashion queen. Hey, I got on a different hoodie. I think I showed you I got dressed to take Naja for a walk. I haven't done that in a few weeks. I just haven't had the energy to put on clothes, but I do have on a different hoodie. I have not showered. Do not judge me. Sometimes it just takes too much energy. Anyway, see, this is when I'm like, I don't need this explained to me. When he says the force you feel on a centrifuge is inverse to the square of the radius. By spooling out the cables, I made the radius go from 20 meters, half the length of the ship, to 75 meters, distance from the control room to the center of mass with full cable extension. I don't know how much force I was dealing with before, but now it's 1/14th as much as it was. I did not need all that math because it doesn't mean anything to me. I'm dumb. You could have just stuck with that first sentence and then kept it going. And then also, so we just had something big happen and we're only on page 327. There's still like 150 pages to go, where it feels like we should be in the 50 to 70 pages left, where like we're getting to the climax of the story and a resolution, and you still have all this to go. God damn it, Andy Weir. All right, I'm on page, I just finished a chapter. I got to page 383. I still have a little less than 100 pages to go. Too long, because now we've had another crisis that it seems like we're solving. So I'm like, I feel like we should be at the conclusion of this book already, but it still has like, like 90 pages. I'm like, what else? My God, can you just solve it already? But I'm gonna take a break because it is like 2. I'm gonna have my lunch and I'm like, I kind of want to just eat and get back to this. I can just finish it and be done for the day, but I also kind of want to take a break and watch TV. So I don't know. I just like, it's not like his writing is terrible. It's just not for me. His humor isn't for me. This character, like I said, feels just like Mark Watney from The Martian. The additional character, I think a lot of people like, and I'm like, they're fine, but the way they speak isn't enjoyable to read to me. Maybe it was, I know a lot of people really like the audiobook, so maybe that was better on the audiobook. But yeah, this is just fine. Like, I just want to know the resolution. Does he solve the problem? How does he do it? And just be done and send this back to the library. Thank you. No, thank you, Andy. We're good. Oh, hey, it's me. Okay, I'm on page 408. Or 409, just starting another chapter. And so, like I said, sometimes, a lot of the times, I feel like it's being slowed down by a lot of this science. And so they were doing something, and let's just say they were on the cycle 6 of this experiment. And now the next chapter skips, and they're on cycle 35, and it said, we linked the ships back up together weeks ago. So again in this timeline, so now we've skipped 2 weeks. Cool. I'm glad to be moving along, but I'm still confused where we are in this whole timeline, like how long it's been. Because it took them 11 days to get back from this point to this point, and now it's been a couple weeks. Or it just says together weeks ago. How many weeks? Like, what is going on? And we still have like 60 something pages. I'm like hoping this is coming to a resolution soon, and but I just don't understand the timeline here, and it's just odd to me. And at other moments where I'm like, yeah, you could have skipped over this, he chooses to skip over this part here only. Also, there's a baby here, of course, sleeping. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this and then I will tell you my feelings. Okay, I am coming to y'all from my bed, obviously looking nice and homely. But I am 20% into Final Girl Support Group, and that's what I think of it so far. Grady, why? I don't know. It's gone by quickly, so like his writing is easy to read, but like we're with one main character, Lynette, and obviously this book is about final girls. So if you don't know, a final girl is essentially like in a movie and like a horror film, the last girl who's alive, the one who like kills the serial killer. And so these are all ones that were like Final Girls in like the 80s. And now it's like, I think it's 2010 the book is supposed to be set in. So they're older. They're in their 30s, 40s. And they have like this support group. They meet once a month. And that's how we start the book. But we're following Lynette, and there's these other women as well. And like their leader, group leader, is she a counselor? I can't remember. Excuse me. But Lynette is not well, and she needs to be in some real therapy. Her best friend is a plant. And she's, I'm gonna say paranoid, but she would just say prepared. Which, to a certain extent, I can understand if you experience something like that. But yeah, it's just like, what? I mean, I don't like her, so if this is gonna be in her perspective the whole time, it's gonna be hard to be enjoyable. I kind of know where this is going. So that's really all I have to say after 20%. It's just so odd. Like, I already was thinking this is gonna be an odd book, but it's like even more odd. And I'm like, why? Do we need this, Grady? I don't think so. But I just finished a chapter, same like lemon Oreo. That damn TikTok sounds in my head. It's like a reward. But it's like 5 something p.m. on Saturday. And I am joining Angela on her channel in a few hours. It'll be at 8 p.m. my time. Obviously, this is already past once you're seeing this, for reading sprints. And I don't know how long we're gonna go, but I may get through a good chunk of this book today. And then finish it tomorrow and wrap up the vlog. So we'll see. But yeah, Lynette, she's something else. It's very cold in here. Can you tell? Y'all, I'm 30% into this book, and I just am like, ooh, let's not show my hair. Lynette, ma'am, why? It's like 7:15. I got like 35%. I just need a break. I just need a break from Lynette. Oh my gosh. I need a break. So I'm gonna go feed Nigel, and then I'm not gonna read until we read in the sprints. She's the worst. She's the worst. So I'm doing reading sprints right now, but I have my dinner, so I turned my camera and my mic off, and I'm reading. My Kindle's down here, so Lynette is working my nerves, but these wings is good. Yo, I really don't know what the fuck Grady Hendrix. What is this? I'm 41%, and I'm like, is this gonna be a dream at the end? Is it gonna be like it was all a dream at the end? Like, what is happening? Somebody call Grady Hendrix, because I have questions. What the fuck is this? What? Why? I need to know. It's like 1:45 a.m. I finished the Final Girls of work right now. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Hey friends, I did not update you on my thoughts for either book. Both of them were terrible. I have so much I need to say about them, so I'm going to film a separate review where I'm going to go into spoilers. But for no spoilers sake, I will give you my TLDR thoughts. I gave Project Hail Mary, I'm giving 2 stars. Very generous. Final Girl Support Group is getting 1. Project Hail Mary, my biggest issues were it was too long. Andy Weir's writing does not work for me. I think it's juvenile, and his humor, we don't align. This character in Project Hail Mary was the same as Mark Watney. They were just in different situations. This plot is very similar to The Martian. Like he must just like that lone survivor kind of story. Those are my big things. And there's a lot of little things like I just didn't like the characterization of some people. Like I think all of the Asian characters it was made to like, oh, they have this distinct accent. All of the Russian characters were crazy and drank vodka. Things that just like, I know it's science fiction, but they just were ridiculous and didn't make any sense. Like the one person who was in charge of everything. I'm just like, what? This isn't believable to me. And yeah, it was whack. So stay tuned for my spoilery rant review if you have already read it and you want spoilers, because wow, I'm so mad at that book. Me and Andy Weir are done. Like what the hell? Like why? The only difference between this character and Mark Watney was that this character didn't use curse words. Instead, he would say, oh, frick, oh, darn, like, which is fine, but it just like came across it just felt so weird to me, and I just didn't enjoy it. Like, it gets 2 stars because the writing wasn't complicated, like it was easy to read, and like I was interested in the premise of the story, why he was in space, but like so much of it, I'm like, no. And I'm not even super smart. I'm not some science person. And some of this still, I was like, absolutely not. I'm not buying it. I can't suspend my disbelief this much. And it just took way too long to get there. Way too many breakdowns of science and math. Yeah. So I gave Andy Weir a second try and he failed. So we're done. Glad for I want to say glad for everyone else. Like I can understand, especially if you listen to the audiobook, you had a fun time, cool, quick, easy to read, sci-fi, whatever to get through. It was fine. But best of the year, I do not understand how this is some people's best of the year. Don't get it at all. What? Doesn't make any sense to me. Final Girl Support Group. Okay. I didn't love Southern Book Club's Guide to Slave and Vampires, but I did really like it. And even with my issues, and his writing was super easy to read, so I was hopeful going into Final Girl Support Group, even though I was like, I don't know if this like trope is necessarily my thing, but I feel like it could at least be 3.5 book where I'm like, okay, it was fine. I gave it a try. Didn't love it. This book, okay, the main character, Lynette, is an absolute, I cannot deal with her. Granted, I have not survived a mass murder, but she was just, being with her the whole time was just so not enjoyable. Also, I don't get the obsession with the final girl thing, because like in real life, are there people who are obsessed with the final girl? Like, I find it weird. I don't know, but whatever, it's fiction. I still didn't like it. Also, without spoiling it, the premise of Final Girl Support Group is they all were the final girl in some kind of big murder spree in like the 80s, maybe 90s too. And they've survived. But now someone is coming after them. And it's like in the first chapter, they find out one of them dies. And this character is Black. She's the only Black woman. Of course, she got killed first. But then other things are happening. I don't like how a character who was dying, and not because they were killed, dying slowly because of cancer, how they were treated at the end of their life. I thought it was disgusting. There was nothing funny about it. There was nothing, like, it was unnecessary. And I hated how someone referenced, there was a lesbian couple, and how one of the final girls referenced her partner, her wife, as her special friend. Let's get it together, please. Even if she's supposed to be the Republican, I don't care. Like, fuck her. And shit just goes off the fucking rails. Like, Lynette is hyper vigilant, very paranoid because of what happened to her, and so she likes to be at home and has all these things in place, security, which I get, but like there's one part in the beginning where he's explaining how she goes home after the Final Girl Support Group, like they meet monthly, and it's like she takes like 3 hours to get home because of all these convoluted different lines and like different routes she takes on the bus and everything, because she wants to make sure no one's following her. And like, I guess, but also, what, girl, please. Just the way she treats other people, and One of the things, I don't think I can say without being a spoiler, that happens at the beginning when one of the other final girls comes to her apartment to talk to her, and the way she goes about doing something so that she'll open the door, because she doesn't like to open the door for people. I was like, this is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And so much of it, okay, there's another part where she goes into her story of how she became a final girl. And so the final girl obviously is like the only one left. So the people she lost, and she's the only one left. So she was hurt, but she didn't die. And she talks about this time when she was in the hospital after this event, and she's 18. And this police officer who has rescued her twice now, is the first man that she has sex with in her hospital room. He's like in his 30s or 40s. And since this is the second time he's rescuing her, he's like, wants something, and that is sex. And he has sex with her in the hospital bed. Why? It would just be like going this way, and then it would go this way, and then it would be going this way, and then it'd be going this way. And I was like, this just sounds like a bunch of garbage you spewed out one day. You're like, what if I made this a book, and then you didn't edit it, and you were like, this is it. And if you're familiar with any of these like famous, like horror movies, whatever, slasher films, everyone's character is just based on one, which I find lazy. And I can't get into so for a while I was like, all right, this is 3, and then it was going down to 2 as we just kept going, and it was getting more bonkers out of the wall. And then the ending, absolutely not, sir. Absolutely not, sir. I was trying to give Grady Hendrix the benefit of the doubt in the Southern Book Club's Guide to Flame Vampires with the way he was portraying like black characters and writing issues between white and black people. I felt like he was trying to make a commentary on it, that white people tend to be this way towards black people and ignore their issues and stuff when it doesn't affect them. I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but in this book, no sir, anti-black, absolutely not. And not just with how it started at the beginning, with the first woman being killed off, obviously with the black woman. And of course, she's always late to meetings. Just the ending, absolutely not. You will not get a pass from me. Wow. Unacceptable. 1 star. Garbage. Hated it. And yeah, so that was my reading experience anyway. I hope you enjoyed the vlog. And even if I didn't love the books, I hope you got an entertaining vlog out of it. So give this video a thumbs up. Think about subscribing if you like. Always check out my description. There's always information if you want to follow me anywhere on the internet. All of that stuff supports the channel. But stay blessed, hydrated, moisturized, and sunscreened. And I'll see you in my next one, which will be my full rant review about these 2 books. Okay, bye.